My parents both fled Palestine in 1948. My dad's mom has this story, which is she fled very much in accordance with the Palestinian, a very common Palestinian narrative, which was that they were terrorized. If you look at the groups at the time, the Haganah, the Stern Gang, etc., they'd probably be considered terrorist groups. And she felt terrorized. And indeed, like the last straw was when bullets entered their house and above the sort of the bed of my dad and his brother in the bedroom, and they hit the ceiling. And so that at that point, she's like, I'm out. And they took their family, my dad and his brother, and they fled. And that fits nicely with the Palestinian narrative. Where it gets messy is that on the Israeli narrative, a lot of times a common narrative is if the Palestinian leaders and the Arab leaders in general were saying, you go away for 2 weeks and then we will get rid of the Jews and then you come back. You'll come back after 2 weeks after we get rid of them. And my grandmother would say like, yeah, they absolutely said that. That was one of the reasons why we left at that time, because we thought we'd be back because they thought life would be much better when we came back because they promised us. By the way, on her way out, her neighbor, who was Jewish and her good friend, was offering her sort of safe passage, or sort of saying, you can come stay with us. And my grandmother sort of politely declined. But those are both, her story fits in both of these narratives and allows for like, it says like, we're not going to have an understanding of this conflict if you can't embrace both of those things, right? If you can't just truly acknowledge what's happened and have that acknowledgement not just neatly fit into one of these buckets.
Yeah.
That's why there's got to be this sort of across stories. Like we can't just tell our histories according to whichever side we're on. We've got to just tell the histories.
I
And
wanted
holding those two things together is incredibly emotionally uncomfortable.